Lots in love. Now, shoppers in Scunthorpe are having to pay more to park for the minimum amount of time in the town centre, despite the council introducing more free parking. Now, this is the story, quite complicated. Last week, the price was £1.50 to park your car for the minimum amount of time, which was 2 hours. But now the minimum amount of time you have to park your car for is 4 hours at a cost of £2.50, with the first 2 hours free. So that's good news. So now you do actually have to pay £1 extra for parking. Followed that? Matthew Stevenson runs a party shop celebrating in Scunthorpe. He's joining me firstly on the line. Matthew, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Now, you wrote to me because you were concerned this week. What's happened?
Okay. Well, we've been promoting very heavily on our social media that the council very kindly introduced 2 hours free parking in all the car parks in Scunthorpe. And we had a fantastic response through social media. People say, brilliant, they're going to come into the store and visit us again and what have you. And we've had a good turnout. Business was very brisk for us yesterday and Monday.
So what's the problem?
But all we got was a load of complaints. And the majority of customers are saying it's not actually free parking. If you want to stay for longer than 2 hours, the first 2 hours are free. But if you want to stay any longer, if you want to stay the 4 hour period, they're not going to give you a 2 hour free parking period, because last week, for 2 hours parking, it was £1.50. Today and this week, if you want to pay for 2 hours, you can forget about the 2 hours free. It's £2.50 they want. So however the council want to gloss over this by saying they're getting you 2 hours free, you're still having to pay an extra £1 for 2 hours worth of parking.
So if I come and park in the car park now and I want to stay for 2 hours, how much do I pay?
That's free.
That's free.
But if you want to pay for...
No, hang on.
Right.
But this time last week it wasn't free.
That's correct.
Well, that's fantastic news, isn't it?
It is fantastic news. It's brilliant.
So where's your complaint?
Oh, the complaints are from our customers.
Yeah.
Who want to stay for more than 2 hours.
Right. So I want to stay for 4 hours. How much do I pay?
£2.50.
And how much would I have paid last week?
£2.50. However, it might have been £3.50. I do forget. However, the council claim you are getting 2 hours free.
But you are getting 2 hours free.
That's correct. So you're only paying for 2 hours worth of parking, and the 2 hours worth of parking that you pay for would be £1 more than it was last week.
Do you think people are following this?
Who knows? But it's given me a load of grief from a load of...
But I don't understand. People can come in and they can park free.
Yeah, that's true. It's fantastic, isn't it? Only for 2 hours. But if you want to park for more than 2 hours...
Yeah, but you can't... You know, everybody else has to pay for parking. You're getting 2 hours free. There's a lot of places where you don't get 2 hours free.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you want to if you want to park for longer than 2 hours, you don't get your 2 hours free. The part that you have to pay for would be £1 more than it was last week.
So if I park for 4 hours, I pay £2.50.
Sure.
It's still a very good price, though, isn't it?
It's a great price, but it's £1 more than it was last week, and this is the feedback I'm getting from my customers.
But that's because people don't want to pay an extra £1 and they're staying for 4 hours.
That's correct.
Let me just stay with us, Matthew. Let me just bring in the leader of North Lincolnshire Council, Councillor Liz Redfurn. Liz, good afternoon to you.
Oh, really pleased to be on, Peter.
Yeah, nice to have you on. Do you understand this? Do you have any sympathy for it, or do you think people are moaning?
Well, I think Matthew is really missing the point, and I think it's a great shame, you know, Peter, that we can't be talking Scunthorpe and North Lincolnshire up, and I try to do that all the time, and I do know that we've got more businesses coming here, and we are creating jobs. We did the 2 hours free parking because people said, look, we want to come into Scunthorpe, want to do our business, 2 hours free, great, turnover, we get lots of cars coming in. If you want to stay longer, there are long stay car parks, and I don't think 50p An hour for 4 hours in our long stay is not a bad deal at all. It's at 2 hours. We're wanting more people to come in. We've got more footfall coming in, and I think it's great news. We're the only council in the region that's doing this, and we are responding to businesses, and we're helping them as much as we can. And it's just this negativity, Peter. I think it's just such a shame.
Matthew?
Well, 50p, she's got the prices incorrect to start off with.
I'm sorry. It is £2 for 4 hours. Well, when I went to school, that equates to 50p an hour in the long stay car parks. If you want to go to the parishes, it's free after 2. We've got some great news for getting people into this town, and we're getting more people in, and we should be talking it up and helping businesses.
You should, yes, and you should have done this 3 years ago when it was first suggested to you, and you should
Matthew, I don't want to play politics.
Apologise.
Matthew.
Yes.
Matthew, I don't want to play politics, but if you want to do, it is a Conservative-run council. That's what I'm doing, listening to businesses. Labour never gave those concessions whatsoever.
Okay,
listening.
We're not going to do the politics. Matthew, do you not think that you're being maybe a little bit ungrateful?
All I'm doing is passing my comments on from the customers that I've had in the shop for the past 3 days.
What are they actually saying to you, in a nutshell, what they're saying?
They're saying, fantastic. However, they're coming in and saying, look, Matthew, you've told us on social media it's free parking for 2 hours, but I'm still paying more than I was doing last week.
It can't be. You're not making any sense. You've still got you've got 2 hours free parking. That's what you said, and that's what you've got.
That's correct, but if you want to stay longer, you have to pay more for the period that you pay for, and this is the comments I'm getting from the customers.
Do you have any sympathy at all, Liz, on this one?
Well, Peter, as I say, 2 hours free parking is a great deal for people to come in those 2 hours. That's what we're doing. If you want to stay longer, we've got free in the parishes after 2, 50p an hour in our long stay car parks. It's great news. Hey, come, please, people, come and do your shopping here. That's what we want. We want to be talking it up. And it's such a great shame that I'm on this radio programme, Peter, and we're just having this negativity. And it really does upset me on this.
Can you not see that, Matthew? That there's so many good things to celebrate. There's so many more important things we should be celebrating, and we're talking about a few odd pence for parking in Scunthorpe when there are many places. You can't go into many places and park for 2 hours for absolutely free.
Absolutely.
Are you not spoiled? Are you not spoiled a bit by your council there? Is that not part of it?
I agreed with you from the beginning of the conversation. I think it's fantastic for 2 hours free parking. However, the part that you have to pay for has now cost the customer more than it did last week. And this is the feedback.
Lots of people have to pay more money.
Sure, yeah, I'm not disputing that. All I'm doing is passing on comments that I've been getting for the past 3 days.
Can I just say, Peter, we are really working it in our town centre. We're trying to get more football. I've got the University Training College. We start digging soon, 600 students. We're nearly doing heads of term with another large organisation coming in, bringing another 300.
Let me just, sorry to interrupt you, Liz. Let me just say this to you, Matthew. I'm just reading a text here. This shop owner ought to get a life. There's better things to worry about.
It's fair enough. Absolutely, I agree completely.
Well, you should get a life. You're agreeing with that, right?
Absolutely. All I'm doing is passing on comments that I've received for 3 days now. And I feel these voices need to be heard.
All right. Okay. Well, you wrote to me, and I couldn't do much more than get the leader of the council on. Just finally, what would you like to say to Liz before we go?
I would like to say that perhaps Liz and the council should have listened to the shop owners when this was originally suggested 3 years ago. But the companies that suggested these now have all gone bankrupt, which is a great shame.
All right.
Peter, again, talking the town down, University Training College, 12 million, large organisation coming in, free Wi-Fi. We want to do more cafe culture. We've got an exciting time coming here. We're revamped, cleaning the bus station. We're planting. We're doing everything to encourage people to come to this town. And, we're going to be really proud of that. And I just thank you for the airspace anyway, Peter.
Very good of you to come on. Thank you very much indeed, Liz Redfurn, Leader of the Council.
Thanks,
Wish you well there. Let's be upbeat. Matthew, you wrote the email. You've got yourself on the air. I'll be keen to know what people think in Scunthorpe. Thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome.
There we are. That's Matthew Stevenson, who owns a shop in the town. Just this one from Irene, who's in Hipplestowe. We went to Scunthorpe and Goole General Hospital on Monday and paid £3.50 to park for 3/4 of an hour. Then on Tuesday, we parked for 10 minutes at a cost of £2, says Irene. Scunthorpe will revamp the car parking in the town. Well done, Council, says Percy. Thank you for those.
Contact Peter Levy. Email Peter.